Hi, my name is Andrew Kinney. I practice Social Security Disability Law at Hoglund Law Offices. Today I want to talk about the 5 top things you need to know about your Social Security hearing. Number 1, why do you have a Social Security hearing? Well, at the Social Security process you have an application, reconsideration, and then you get to a hearing. The hearing is different than the prior 2 stages because at the hearing you get to talk to the decision maker. Who is the decision maker? A judge. You talk directly with a judge about your medical problem. So the hearing itself is an informal process. It's a private conference room in which you can explain your situation, your day-to-day limits, to someone that needs to know them. The next thing you know, too, who is at the hearing? Well, there's the judge that I mentioned. You're certainly there. It would be good to have an attorney there to cross-examine the experts. There is always, almost always, I'll have to say, a vocational expert. There is sometimes a medical expert, either a psychologist or a medical doctor. And finally, there's a hearing monitor. That hearing monitor makes sure the hearing goes smoothly. There can be your family members sitting in back. Keep in mind that I'm giving general ideas. There are hearing locations where you're the only one there. There's some hearing locations that vary in other ways too, but that's the basic idea as to who is at the hearing. Okay, here's the third thing you need to know about your Social Security hearing. What happens at it? Well, as I mentioned, you're giving testimony at the hearing. You're talking with the judge under oath about why you can't work and specifically how you're limited. So the medical records tell the judge what's wrong with you, but you're saying, well, here's how much I can live, here's how much I can carry, here's how long I can walk, here's how my depression affects my daily life, here is how many anxiety attacks I have per month or per week, this is what happens when I have them, etc. You can see that there are many reasons that people can't work, and these medical reasons involve functional limitations. And keep in mind there's a video on what's called an RFC about that topic. The fourth thing you need to know about your hearing: how long is it? That's easy. Generally hearings are between a half hour and an hour. Now that can vary as well, but the basic idea is it takes time to schedule a hearing, and in the hearing there is at least one expert, the vocational expert, and by the time the judge asks you questions and your attorney follows up with questions of you as well, then the judge turns to at least the vocational expert, asks questions, and your attorney follows up with that expert as well. The attorney should give a closing, okay? That is usually why it's about an hour, but different judges have different styles, and these judges are federal judges and they're lawyers, so whatever style they have, it's their hearing. Just know and just make sure you ask your attorney, what's this judge like? Because an experienced attorney will let you know if they ask questions and maybe you need to ask what they mean again. In other words, there's a personality to each of these judges, and what's important for your attorney to do is explain what the judge is like, so it helps you have fewer questions at the hearing. The final thing, the fifth thing as to what you need to know about your hearing is when you get a decision. I get this question a lot, usually before the hearing. Sometimes it's cart before the horse because you need to get your hearing done first, but it's good to know what happens next. Generally, decisions are made between 2 and 4 months after a decision, and it's in writing. There are exceptions to that. Some judges use what are called bench decisions. That would mean that you get a decision, and generally those are always favorable, sooner, but ultimately you get a decision in writing and it's after the hearing. And if you have that expectation, you could always be surprised if there's going to be a decision that comes sooner. Hopefully these 5 things you need to know about your Social Security hearing was helpful. If you have more information about what to expect at a Social Security hearing, I happen to write a guide called A Client's Guide to Social Security Hearings. You can just look on a search, as search terms, look under Client Guide to Social Security Hearings, and hopefully you'll see our Hoglund Law guide that goes step by step more detailed than this video. If you have more questions about just wanting help with your Social Security claim, applying or appealing, we're happy to talk with you. You can call us at 1-800-850-7867, the number on our screen. If there's any way we can help you, we want to serve you. Thank you.